Hi, in this video, we're going to introduce port forwarding. So one of the issues of many with IPv4 is that we use private IPv4 addresses, okay, because to help conserve public IPv4 addresses. This works fine when we initiate the session from the inside with the private IPv4 address, because it will get the source IPv4 address will get translated to this public address by our NAT device, our router in this case. And coming back, the NAT device, the router, will translate the destination IP address, IPv4 address, which is the public address, back to this private address. Where it doesn't work well is that a device from the internet cannot access this private IPv4 address. Okay, at best, they can try to access this public address, or it is accessible, but that's the router. So how can we make this address, if somebody wanted to access this device here, how can we make this address be used to access this device? Well, we do that with something called port forwarding. Okay, all right, so let's take a look. So here's actually an older Linksys graphic, but we can use port forwarding on our router to do this. Basically, what we are doing is that we are using something called port forwarding, and what we are saying is that we want, anytime somebody is trying to access, let's say with HTTP, this public IP address, and we're going to do a colon, here's our socket here, okay, destination IP address, destination port, and we're going to change the port number to 8080. We could leave it at 80, but it's common to kind of hide the port number. So anytime somebody is using port 8080 in the HTTP session, okay, with our public IP address, okay, that's going to get forwarded to this private, the packet's going to be forwarded to this private IPv4 address. Okay, so how that would work then is very simply that this device here would then, here, let's say we had some kind of web application running internally on our private box here inside. They would just simply use that public IPv4 address, and here's our port forwarding, colon 88080, and the router is then going to translate those packets from its own address to this private IPv4 address. Okay. So port forwarding is one way to be able to access private IPv4 addresses from the outside. Doesn't work so well with issues with what we call carrier grade NAT, where your box here doesn't have a public address, but has another private address that the provider gives it. It also creates problems with certain applications, latency, and other things. The real solution, go to IPv6. Okay, hope this helped you understand a little bit about port forwarding. Thanks a lot.